Hope you're ready. It's time for Decentralize Now.
You can't vote from the grave. And how many years has the Democratic Party been getting votes from people that are fucking dead?
That's the only way Hillary's ever gotten votes. That's why she kills people.
Point.
That's gotta be the intro.
Like Epstein.
Exactly. That's the answer right there. The only way Hillary gets votes is from the dead. That's why she kills them.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize Now.
Season 2.
But this is day 2, and I actually happen to be across the street from the Governor Mansion, and they appear to be having a meeting of some kind. I'm here as a representation of employment protest, as my description says. And I am here because I am done paying into a state system that is more focused on immigrants than they are on their own citizens. The citizens of which they are asking for more money and more money and more money. At this point, not only are we being asked to dole out more money for asylum seekers and their families, people who have not asked to come here but have been told that they are coming here. But now we have the people under the roof behind me that want to increase their pay. I've said this before and I'll say it again. No more pay increases. No more taxes. This is getting ridiculous, and it's time for somebody to stand up and say something. This is me standing up and saying something. I might be one person, but I'm here. And I'm calling for the impeachment of Janet Mills. I'm calling for the people of Maine to stand up and say that we've had enough. Now, I'm not going to go into the statistics right now because I'm just showing up and I kind of want to hold my sign for a little while, but I'm here and I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here, but I'm here. So I'm on the corner of Capitol Street and State Street. What a place to be.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to Decentralize Now. I'm here with Chemtrail, and back on the show again is Evret Greer. Evret has been doing some pretty awesome work, man. He's been going out, he's been protesting in his state, the governor of his state. They are discussing a bill right now to basically give themselves a significant pay raise. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how much of a pay raise do you think it is?
Well, it's not a thing. They're discussing raising it to $130,000, and the current salary for Maine governor is $70,000.
How are they? Where is that money coming from? How are they going to raise those funds?
Well, I actually recently learned that the total state revenue, income tax makes up 40.9% of that. Sales tax and gross receipts make up 50.3%, while property tax is only 0.9%. Okay, but as of 2017, housing was still one of the most expensive as far as cost of living, which consisted of Maine being 13 to 15% higher than the national average. So between childcare, healthcare, housing, taxes, and transportation, ranking number 19 in 2018. I don't know how we ranked so high for healthcare when they're cutting Medicaid, they're cutting things out, and things as simple as insulin cost an arm and a leg, but Narcan is free to somebody that chose to inject themselves with something.
It's almost like that you hit on something there I want to talk about too with the Narcan. It's an interesting priority, and I'm going to get some shit from this, but I want to get your perspective on that. Okay, so we're going to keep insulin from people maybe who have a disease, that they didn't choose, but we're going to provide free subsidized Narcan, basically to subsidize the use of a substance that is a scourge to our communities. Like, it ruins your life. And again, for the record, I don't think people should go to jail. I don't think it should be criminalized. But certainly as hell, I don't think this kind of shit should be subsidized. It does seem like it's a strange priority. It's almost like they want to subsidize something harmful and get rid of something that'll help you.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird too, because as you know, people in my family work in the medical business, and I've told them about the people of Safe Injection. We've talked about them before. Is it the Citizens of Safe Injection or something like that in Maine?
It's the Church of Safe Injection.
Church of Safe Injection. She's like, I would never trust a non-medical person to be giving Narcan to junkies and shit. She's very much against that.
Yeah.
It's I don't even understand how in my state there's a lot of licenses, there's a lot of registration, there's a lot of hoops you got to go through to even get in contact with a drug like that. So how are those guys able to go out there and get those drugs? Are they achieving them? Are they gathering them illegally, or do they have a hookup, or how is that even possible?
Honestly, I met one gentleman, and he gave a lot of information about the way that they go about it. I'm not exactly sure if they acquire it from friends or that are in the medical field, or if they go to an urgent care and acquire it from them, or they go to a hospital, wherever it can be acquired.
It's kind of gotten in sketchy ways, it sounds like, either way.
I mean, the whole thing, when he was talking about it and sharing the Church of Safe Injection, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this.
I've had a conversation with a gentleman that's involved with that as well, and my understanding is that a lot of these individuals were connected. A lot of people that I spoke with would give me fake names, would give me false names, probably for their own safety. I mean, they're doing something that's criminal, and they're just doing it. They were doing it for a while, blatantly, and were getting away with it, which has a romantic edge to it. But they would, I knew that some of these people, one individual, a contact in that organization, revealed that they were working with a medical group in the area, and that's essentially how they were able to acquire, the Narcan for distribution. So they weren't losers. They weren't people sort of outside the system. Like, they were inside the system, and they have contacts. They know people. And they were able to get things done. It was recently, though, that in Bangor, they were cracked down on. So a couple of them were arrested and went to prison for it. The Bangor police laid off them for a long time. They were able to just openly, blatantly do things that were criminal, and the police, they took a long time to do anything about it. Which was
kind of edgy.
Yeah, they just blatantly were committing these crimes.
Just like I'm just looking at it as you're saying you don't care for this. It's not my kind of, it's not anywhere around me. It's not anything that happens where I live, but I wouldn't be for it either. But it is kind of like it's kind of edgy to be like, I have a problem with people saving people's lives, but I would kind of argue, or at least the people's lives we should be saving, really.
Right, and
I mean,
and
I'm
that's
totally
where we're
with
at.
you.
Because these people have decided to consume something that they know is risky, whereas the people that really need help are those that are either born with it or are not educated about diet, or were dealt bad cards in their life and developed the condition. Some of it is not,
it is funny that
a lot of it is not our fault.
It is funny that in those situations, it's like it's like so you did heroin. Well, it's not your fault. You did heroin, but like, okay, but it is your fault you smoked a Juul cigarette, because Juul cigarettes give you cancer. You know what I mean? So we gotta get rid of Juul. I don't know. It's a bad connection.
Yeah,
it's a bad connection. I fucked it up, but.
Well, no, I mean,
it's like it's personal responsibility when it's good for regulation. It's totally, that's fucking, it's your fault, or it's your fault, It's good for regulation when it's your fault, but then in other situations, it's not your fault that you're addicted to fucking heroin.
Yeah.
You went out and bought the fucking heroin and stuck in your fucking arm. It's not your fault.
Right.
Go ahead.
You're the one that held the lighter to the frickin' spoon to melt whatever down to get the right shit. You're the one that put the tourniquet around your arm and fucking held it tight with your teeth and found
It's
that
so
fucking
true.
rape.
I wasn't even thinking
I've
of it
never done
like that.
heroin, but
I wasn't even thinking of it like that, but it's so true. Like, yeah, you don't just go like, I'll have one heroin needle, please. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's like, oh shit, I slipped and fell. Oh god, my arm is in a belt. Oh shit, this is a total accident. Oh fuck, there's a needle in my arm. Oh,
you want to hear a funny ass story?
Oh.
Do you want to hear a funny ass story now that you said that? I'm not supposed to tell these stories. But there was a certain hospital that someone I know works at, a friend of mine. And I get some funny stories from this hospital. And there was apparently a man that came in, and he was like, oh man, yeah, I was working outside this house and fell on a dirty heroin needle. like just like you're saying, you're like, dude, that needle's like stuck in your leg. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I fucking kneeled down and it was just a needle there.
There I was. I was there at a hardest bathroom, and out of nowhere, this heroin needle just showed up on the damn toilet. I sit down. I said, Lord Jesus, I sat on a heroin needle.
I was sitting in the bathroom at a fucking Holiday Inn that I wasn't staying at. And some guy ran in,
I'm laughing because I've done that myself.
He grabbed my fucking arm, and he just stuck the needle in. And I was like, no, I see you got the needle in my arm, but you better not pull that plunger. And then he pulled the plunger.
Listen, if you stick that heroin needle in my arm, I'm gonna give you a swift talking to, son.
We're gonna have a discussion, sir.
You're currently listening to the best podcast in the whole fucking universe. Decentralize now.
One thing I wanted to mention about Narcan, though, is that I think the solution is to make it, available for over-the-counter purchase. Because I actually think why, if people make bad decisions and if people want to save their lives, they have the right to do that, and Narcan saves their lives. Excuse me, I think it should be available.
Let them make that freaking decision.
Exactly, and let them go to Walgreens and purchase it for like $2, just like an Advil. Well, make money and create jobs. Just make it for over-the-counter sale.
If you ever go to Mexico, a lot of these big resorts, like the big nice hotels and shit like that, right outside those hotels, not far into town, are the pharmacies. Because you can go in and buy shit. You can just be like, hey, I'm here from America and I want to buy some Percocet. And they're like, oh, okay, like what strength? We got all these over here. They don't give a fuck.
There's a lot of people, like a friend of mine, his wife has cancer, and they're like, I hate to be on the Trump train. I know I do that a lot, but up until Trump passed right to try, there were certain procedures that the FDA said you can't have that procedure. because it's not FDA approved. Through Trump, there is the legislation's been passed that if you're terminally ill, you have the right to try whatever treatment that you want. I mean, you're going to die anyways, so might as well go try whatever treatment you want.
Have the money for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But up until that point, and that's not exactly where we want to be, but it's a step in the right direction. Up until that point, there were a lot of treatments that no one could ever have, and to your point, Buster, they would have to go to Mexico, to try to save their lives.
Which is weird too, because
somebody from up here that they, a relative from Utah, they go down to Cancun, and they posted not too long ago on their Facebook page that there was a lot of people at this dental office from Canada and the United States having some procedures done. In Cancun.
Having worked a little bit in the medical field myself, I'll tell you right now, anyone you tell that they need a pill, and you can go here and your insurance will cover a bit of the pay and it'll cost you $75 a month. Do you know how many people fucking go and get their pills from Canada and the same medications at $75 a month as $15, $10? It doesn't go through the same regulations and guidelines that it has to in America. So they'll tell you it doesn't work. They'll tell you that you're at risk and that it's dangerous taking that medicine because the FDA hasn't approved it in America. But what do you think? They're like, the fucking Canada's just like, hey, try this ecstasy for us, people. It's stupid to think it's not Mexico. Maybe it comes from some more sketchy places. I mean, let's be fucking honest. But I mean, I just don't think the Canadian government's trying to just poison their people with poisonous Viagra and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just saying.
I mean, are we really going to trust the FDA when they've had so many different recalls?
Whoops, we got it wrong again. But we're good now. You can trust us.
Yeah. We got this next one, though.
We're good now. We fired Phil.
Don't worry. We policed ourselves, and we took care of the problem.
Yeah, because that always works. And that's kind of where we're at with this administration. This article was posted January 8th of 2020, and it's a Maine commission that has recommended this increase. And in this article that started this whole thing, I started it the day that I saw this article. Their only reasoning says, the commission says that the governor's salary is embarrassingly low and makes Maine an outlier compared to the rest of the country. Is that really our concern, to be on par with the rest of the country?
I think
why do I give a shit how much my slave master makes? Why
isn't
do I
it so much more admirable to take a fucking lesser pay so you're not fucking over the citizens that you fucking were voted into position to protect? I mean, what the fuck?
Well, it also adds integrity to the office because, I mean, it's not a position you're going to take to make any money.
Right, and here she is thinking that she's going to make some money.
Well, what kind of a person gets into politics to make money if they're not a fucking egotistical psychopath?
And that's it. That's
exactly
where we're at. Is most all politicians right now are in it for the money, and she's no different. She's had her pockets lined by CMP and Canadian businesses with this clean connection thing that's going on.
Oh,
was that the corridor?
And the corridor.
Yeah.
And one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was that a series of events kind of happened. So we've got in 2018, Governor LePage suggested that it get raised to 170,000. Or I'm sorry, 180,000.
Still too goddamn much either way. I mean,
yeah,
fuck.
But here's
what's 10
are.
grand when it's like 170 grand too much? You know what I mean?
Right, but where I'm going with this is LD 1685. It was an act to facilitate entry of immigrants into the workforce. Okay? Excuse me. So what that did, this was in June of 2019. What that did is that allowed immigrants, not necessarily illegal aliens, but immigrants, to get interest-free loans to improve their job skills. And this is something I touched on my live video today.
You cut out there. What did it? They got interest-free. I'm sorry, you cut out. What did you get interest-free? What did they get? Can you repeat that bit?
I can. Interest-free loans to improve their job skills.
Jesus.
Okay? At the same time that they were doing that, they cut funding to vocational schools for Maine kids.
Jesus Christ! It's
so
fucking
they're not
evil.
worried about the. So they're not worried about the education of their citizens. They're worried about the immigrant.
Gets more votes. It gets more votes. It gets the Democrat vote.
And it doesn't stop there. Okay. So in December 16th of 2019, she submitted a letter to the president, and essentially welcoming more migrants in accordance with the United States Refugee Admission Program. And in this letter, she states that in the last decade, we have accepted over 10,000 refugees from over 30 countries.
Now, there was a story we talked about on, I believe it was season 2. It might have been season 1. It was quite a while ago we talked about this, about a lot of immigrants in the state of Maine, Portland specifically, outside of the state of I guess the city of Portland in Maine. And they were, basically they had come to this country, they were staying at a waiting station, or I don't know what you call it, some sort of facility where they were able to stay until they were able to find housing for them. Well, they started finding housing for all these people, but it was outside the city of Portland. They started refusing to take the free housing. And finally, the facility had a deadline, so they had to say, "Hey, if you don't take the housing, you're going to be fucking homeless," because they didn't have anything to do with them.
And guess what? 600 migrants were sent to Portland, were dropped off by bus.
So now it's just homeless immigrants in Portland?
Now there's just homeless immigrants in Portland. I've heard from countless
why do we
homeless
break?
people.
Why is government? Why are liberals so willing to bend over fucking backwards and break their fucking backs for these people that aren't even fucking appreciative when they fucking get something for free? Why is the fucking I'm not trying to cut you off or change the subject, but why is a society? Why is a country? Are we so willing to just, oh, you were born here and you're struggling? Well, you can go fuck yourself. But like someone who comes here with no job skills, no money, nothing to contribute, nowhere to go, we just throw money at these fucking people. We just bleeding hearts for them. What I can't stand that shit. I've talked about this before and I won't get into it, but my family needed help and they told us basically if one of us quit our job, they would give us money. Because we worked, because we're contributing people of society, no one seems to fucking care about us. I can't stand that. I don't get it, man. Like, why give those people more money when there's been so many situations in the state you're in where they've thrown money at these people, they've given them opportunities, and they stifled it. They threw it away, and they told them to go fuck themselves. Why?
Let me ask you.
What is going to throwing more money at this problem going to fix?
Let me ask you this question: why would a government want a populace that wasn't dependent on them? Why would a government want people that are independent? They want
goal is a socialist state.
Exactly. So they want to do everything they can to ensure that the populace is a group of people that needs the state for everything that they have. Because then they have you.
And she states right here the hypocrisy of her whole administration. She states that Maine has a workforce shortage projected to grow worse over the next decade, creating serious challenges for businesses seeking to hire qualified workers in every industry and in every sector of our economy. Our state welcomes refugees who have skills, education, and ability, a proven work ethic, and tremendous drive. Okay, so that's who we welcome. But over here, before we even send it, we're going to go ahead and allow them to receive financial aid interest-free in order to improve their skills.
Exactly.
So that they... Wait, what?
I thought you said these were really hardworking, skilled people. So on one hand, it's like, hey, we're going to welcome you, but it's only if you're hardworking, skilled, with lots of drive. And on the other hand, it's like, man, these people, they come here and they really need help. I mean, they don't have any skills. You know, we need to give them the leg up. I see what you're saying for sure.
Well, Chemtrail, can I just say, you've made the point too. You've made this point in the past. They travel through so many like free countries, basically. They travel through so many countries before they get to America, where they're not criticized for their religious or personal beliefs. If they're skilled, workers, if they have something to contribute, why doesn't that fucking country want them? Why don't they fucking stay there?
Yeah, it's a good point. They come here because they know the Gibbs are better. And it's a long way from... a great example of that is, what happened in Europe with the Syrian refugee crisis. Like, Syrians, they needed to leave. Syria was a bad, rough place. They went specifically to Germany. That means they went through a lot of countries to get to Germany specifically, because Germany had a system that was going to give them the most. So it's not like, let's flee into the neighboring country because there it's safe. They're going to go through Hungary, they're going to go through Poland, they're going to go through all these other countries to get to Germany, because the welfare system there was more advantageous to them. And that's what we experience here. People will come up through Central America, Mexico, from Texas, get on a bus, go all the way up to Maine, because we're going to give them more. So it's kind of our own fault as a people.
Well, how do you get those people to assimilate?
You don't, and they won't.
Exactly.
It will never happen. Because here's the thing. During the Obama administration, that this United States refugee admission program that has occurred over the last, I'd say, 15 years, 10 to 15 years, has allowed sleeper cells to blossom throughout the country. And now we're at a pivotal point that everybody is talking about World War III. Everybody's talking about civil war within our own country. I mean, those sleeper cells are one command away from awakening. I mark my words. Like, 2020 is going to be a year where things will come to a head. Either Mother Nature is going to go off, our own country is going to go off, or World War III is going to go off. And if World War III goes off and comes to a cataclysmic head, then that could set off Mother Nature on a global scale.
That is something to consider, welcoming a large amount. And I sound like a boomer with this, but it's true. There's a large. You just open the borders, let a whole bunch of people come in. Some of those people are going to have allegiances to their home countries. Yep. And if the host country starts attacking the other country, like i.e. Iran, and then Iran starts saying death to America, etc., their clerics are saying things like, we'll take their greatest day and make it their darkest night.
Right.
You've essentially let the enemy into your own country. Now, I don't want to say that every Iranian is the enemy, but there has to be some sort of benefit.
Are you enjoying the podcast? Just kidding. We know you are, and you're welcome. You're listening to Decentralize Now.
Over 30 different countries.
They have to.
We have to.
There has to be some. I mean, the Iranians aren't stupid. We had this idea of, if it's a Middle Eastern country, it's like they're back in the Stone Ages or something. Iran, these people are very intelligent.
It's so true.
They have a great operation. So if they can get people here, they've done it. You know what I mean? They have an intelligence operation. And one thing I found very interesting is...
Wait, are we talking shit about Iran?
Yeah, but one thing...
I don't have a problem with Iran.
Iran doesn't...
I don't want that to be spoken for me. I don't have a fucking problem with Iran.
Well, hey, I want to finish my point. I want to finish my point.
Okay.
So
I just
Iran
want to say that I'm not talking
the...
shit about Iran.
No, I don't know. Fuck Iran. Let's do it. Fuck Iran.
No.
I'm not saying go to war with Iran, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm upset because Soleimani died. No, fuck. I mean, I think
it's stupid. Who cares? Soleimani died.
I do.
Like it was a fucked up thing. We shouldn't have fucking bombed him. Like straight up, regardless of what fucking happened, if Soleimani's dead or not, who fucking cares? We shouldn't have fucking bombed him.
I care. Here's why.
Thing. And to sit here and be like Soleimani's a fucking no.
Trump
to say Soleimani is a fucking terrorist.
The best way. Soleimani was a terrorist. He's killed American soldiers.
So fucking what? How? Doesn't make him a fucking terrorist. You think our 4-star generals in our fucking army are going to fucking work every day, killing massive amounts of people? That doesn't make them fucking terrorists too because they live in the same country as me? Are you crazy?
Those are bad too, but that doesn't excuse what Soleimani did. And I'm saying,
yes, it does.
Okay,
it's not my country. It's not our business. Who fucking gives a shit? We shouldn't be over there anyway.
We get to let people kill our own troops and not do anything? Like, at what point do we have to go, hey, you can't keep fucking bombing our embassies. You can't keep attacking our troops. So I'm going to give you the fact I'm going to give you the fact. I'm going to give you the fact that we shouldn't even be there in the first place, and that would solve the whole thing. But at what point do we get to strike back? And this person has been striking at our country. And I think Trump had an opportunity to invade Iran,
fucking attacked the
but he
fucking
didn't
embassy.
invade Iran.
No.
He did a precision drone strike to kill one dude. Iran pissed its pants and shot some missiles at nowhere, which is basically it laying over, and the whole thing's going to blow over.
Yeah, they hit nothing. Those missiles hit nothing.
Exactly.
I think this is all bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. I don't believe any of this shit that's happening.
So, I have heard that it was Israel that attacked our embassy in Baghdad.
Of course it was.
And
that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what fucking the UN and fucking Israel orchestrated the fucking whole thing. Just these motherfucking assholes are not sitting around and they're fucking like, oh, you know what? Today's the day we should go fucking storm the fucking embassy. Suck a fucking dick. They could like it's the most convenient fucking time for it to happen. Like we don't do it for fucking years, and then all of a sudden there's some fucking interest in us. Fucking yeah.
Hey, Everett, go ahead and finish your point. Go ahead and finish your point.
I was just going to say that no, I get it. I've also heard that Soleimani was in Baghdad on peace talk mission on how to get back to a level of peace in the region. I mean, we were not there. We don't have the information that the president was privy to. So we have to look back at the fact that Bush was given bad information about weapons of mass destruction. And he ate that hook, line, and sinker, and made decisions that also followed through with.
He knew they had weapons because he had the receipt.
Yeah, and then everything with Obama. I mean, there's no reason to recount. Everybody knows what happened under Obama.
Well, the reason I brought up Iran was this, going back to the open borders thing. Iran doesn't attack its enemies outright. It has proxy groups.
Hey, neither does fucking Israel.
I don't care, dude. It has nothing to do with Israel. It has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with the Iran
for
situation.
Countries that makes them bad, but then we don't hold the next country.
This has nothing to do with that situation. What I'm saying is that Iran attacks people through a proxy group. So if we have an open border situation where we just let anybody come in, we could very well be allowing people to enter who are part of these sleeper cells and a part of these proxy groups.
Right.
So there has to be some sort of vetting process. And that doesn't just necessarily go for Iran. That goes for Russia. That goes for anybody.
No,
hell, the United States isn't even that right.
I'm just focusing on the Iran thing.
It's good.
I agree with the point you're making. I just don't agree with the shit you had to say about Iran.
Well, I wasn't going there. Go ahead, Everett.
I was just going to say that I feel like there was nothing given to the American public as far as this is what's going on in the Middle East. This guy is the head of it. and our government is looking at the activities that are happening over there regarding
Did either one of you honestly know his name until he died?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was the harm of this guy? Like, I didn't know this guy existed. You know, and freaking London.
He's a general in the
London
fucking
Times.
army. Fucking
Yeah,
like generals in the fucking Chinese army are fucking terrorists because they. It's just it's so stupid. This guy's a terrorist.
It is.
He's a terrorist because he was a general in his army and he killed people. He's a terrorist because he killed people we don't want him to kill. It's stupid.
What if Trump had information saying like, hey, there's going to be an attack on the embassy and there's non-military personnel that are going to be dealt with?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Like, okay, so Trump gets information that says, hey, there's going to be an attack on an embassy. Some people are going to die. What do? Well, hey, don't do anything.
We didn't stop it, did he?
Well, he did, yeah. I guess the event didn't happen, and Soleimani is, banging virgins in heaven with Allah right now. I'm saying this shit because I love riling you up so much.
I'm pumping on this pipe so hard right now, brother.
I just don't understand
so stupid,
why.
like, no way.
Just suddenly going after this guy, like we're dealing with governmental bullshit as far as the impeachment process, that circus, and you just want to go off and attack a country.
It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. So the media comes out and they're like, yeah, we bombed them, but we killed a terrorist. And then, like, what? So, like, fucking Iran's like, holy shit, America attacked us. Let's attack them back. And they're like, look, these terrorist hoarding fucking sand niggers attacked us back because they hate freedom. And then, like, we're all okay with war again. Come on. Are you that dumb? This is Afghanistan all over again.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like there is a consistent amount of misinformation given on purpose to control certain actions, and it goes back to the whole conspiracy of the oligarchy and dare I say the Illuminati and all of that, like the deep state, so on and so forth. Like we can't deny that there's something that is overtly controlling both sides.
Oh, for sure.
Playing both sides. Because while Mills and this commission are suggesting this raise, they're asking for the taxpayers to support these immigrants coming in.
It's insane. It's disgusting.
And it's as insane as attacking another country. Like, what do you think you're doing?
We're in a situation where literally the government doesn't serve the interests of the people. It's very antithetical
in
to the
any way,
interests of
shape,
the
or
people.
form. They don't put any of this in front of the people.
No.
I consistently say, and I'm gonna openly say this on this Discord, with the sophistication that we have, almost every single person in the United States has a smartphone with a biometric reader on it that can read your fingerprint.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
It's true.
So, with that being said, there is no reason why there can't be a voter app created to where if there's one smartphone in a home, I can't duplicate my brother's fingerprint if we live in the same home. So we can use the same app, we just scan our thumbprint, and we cast our vote. And boom, right there, the government knows how the people stand. Boom, right there, electoral college is gone.
So basically what you're saying is completely automating the government, just automating the whole electoral process.
You broke up, what?
So basically what you're saying is just automating the whole electoral process to where there's no real need for representation. People can just vote through their smartphones.
Well, I mean, we can vote state level things. We can vote federal level things.
I don't trust my cell phone to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't trust your cell phone to do that, but do you trust, like, going down to, the voting booth where you write in, your little pencil thing, and then the government...
It's all
you know,
rigged
counts
anyway,
it?
busted.
Exactly.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I definitely don't trust to do it on my fucking smartphone where, like,
But here's
it's
the
like,
thing.
oh, he voted from a Hardee's bathroom while he was taking a shit. We got him on camera doing
But
it.
guess what? You can't vote from the grave. And how many years has the Democratic Party been getting votes from people that are fucking dead?
Dead.
That's the only way Hillary's ever gotten votes. That's why she kills people.
Point. Case in point.
That's gotta be the intro.
Like Epstein.
Exactly. That's the intro right there. The only way Hillary gets votes is from the dead. That's why she kills people.
That's why she kills them.
That's like Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, she's an evil sorceress with her undead army trying to take over the world.
And that's just...
I drink
that's
their
just part of it.
adrenochrome and I absorb their social security number.
And that's just one head of this system that is puppeteering the way that our countries are rivaling each other and the way that our states are tearing us apart. Like, where the hell did Mills come from? I didn't hear this bitch until she was running for governor. And after she gets voted in, I find out that she was some shady lawyer here in Farmington and forgiving Franklin.
She knows somebody. That's how these motherfuckers get in these positions, is they know somebody, they're friends with somebody, they're related to somebody, they went to school with somebody. They're all bros. Male, female, don't matter. They're all bros.
So this is why the main reason why I decided to step on my soapbox on the corner of Capitol and State Street, right there in front of the Capitol. I woke up on January 8th, saw that article, and I was like, why am I busting my ass, barely making ends meet, living a miserable freaking life, having 15 jobs in the last 3.5 years, and now she wants more money from my paycheck to go in her pocket, because these higher taxes aren't going to the roads, healthcare, school, or education, nothing. It's going
refugees
to
and bureaucrats.
Pocket. No, it's not even going to refugees. This particular salary increase is going to their pocket.
What kind of crazy things will our heroes talk about next? Stay tuned to find out.
Does the bill actually say, like, we just want to give ourselves a pay increase? Because I feel like when they try and pass this types of legislation, I drank a little. They always bury it in something, like they'll be like,
yeah,
no dogs should have 3 legs, so we're gonna pass a bill to give 3-legged dogs robotic legs. Also, we're going to take all your money from your Social Security to buy golf carts. You know what I mean? Like, they hide this weird shit, the fine print. You know what I mean? Is it just a flat out, like, we're just going to give ourselves a pay increase, or is it buried in something? It's tied to something. Because that's what I thought you were saying earlier when I was watching your live feed, is that...
It's a commission that is recommending the increase. It's the State Compensation Commission that is making the recommendations. Like, I don't understand it. The article that I have printed out on my sign goes into detail as far as they feel as though people would be taking a pay cut if they wanted to come to run for governor for Maine. It basically depletes the chances of having a decent governor come in, because they don't get paid as much as if they went to New Hampshire or Vermont, or if they went somewhere that pays higher for their governor.
That's so shitty. It's so stupid.
the point that I'm trying to get at with this whole message and the soapbox that I'm on is I'm on a $20,000 less than $19,000 income, gross income for 2018. Okay? How am I supposed to live on that? And she can't live off of 70,000? Okay? And this woman still has a debt for her inauguration party. So, wait a minute. Okay. Y'all are going to sit here and vote for a pay increase that's going to take place on the next election, so whoever gets voted in, and guess what, Mills, congratulations, now you have a pay raise. We just systematically gave you a freaking pay raise. Okay? So now, she has $130,000. Now she should be able to pay off her debt. Will she? Doubt it.
You should run.
That'd be yeah. Well, he is
Fucking
running.
do it, man.
I am running for president.
You can run for both.
I'd have to step down from. It would be a conflict of interest.
Nah, fuck that shit.
And her seat is not up until 2022.
Oh, well, see, no problem.
Greer for governor has a nice ring.
Yeah, dude, you could do
Greer for
president,
governor.
and then if the presidency doesn't happen, you can fucking do fucking governor.
Just
Fucking
turn her
do
for governor. And it's funny. I had to question my sister because sometimes she can be a little sarcastic with some of her remarks. But she suggested that I run for governor, and I could honestly live off of $70,000 a year and make things better and keep people in check, and I could be fiscally freaking responsible and pay off my personal debts that are pre-existing. And, there would be no reason for further tax. I would also be coming to the table with different approaches on how to fix our roads, especially the roads in the country and up north, that deal with more cold weather than down in Portland.
You should.
Portland is able to. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you should run as a Democrat. Just promise free shit, and then when you get elected, just be
Surprise!
like, yeah, "Fuck you, bitch! I was lying. I'm a libertarian."
Yeah, the L stands for liar, right? Get it? No, I'm not that kind of person. I would not run under a guy.
God, I am that type of person. I would totally do that.
Nope.
I have no morals.
Victory
I would
at
give
all
a
costs.
fuck. I would love to. I would do it just to be able to look at these motherfuckers and be like, "You elected me, bitch! I'm giving everybody a gun."
I can see it now. Busted acceptance speech. Do you guys remember when I said you were getting free health care? Yeah! Did you remember when I said you were getting refugees? Yeah! Well, I was fucking lying the whole time. Drops the mic and just walks off the stage.
I was lying the whole time.
Yeah. I'm glad your real name is Ben because you sound like Bender.
Did you say
Sure. Okay.
That's cool. Hey, my doctor thought my name was Jeff today. I've never been called Jeff before. He's like, "Hey Jeff, how's it going?"
Oh my God, that's great. They billed somebody else's insurance.
Yes, that's my name. My name is Jeffrey Stugenheiber.
That's right, Jeffrey Epstein. Actually, no, that's not my name.
So yeah, I mean, it's amazing that people come at me with the argument of, but without taxes, how would our roads get taken care of? Well, this taxes is not going to the road.
I know, it's like, have you seen the fucking roads lately? Jesus Christ.
Have you? Yeah. And even at that point, or when looking at that, we have the gas tax because of global warming tax or whatever.
I know you guys have seen that meme, right? It says
I don't know what meme you're talking about.
It's like, oh my God, fucking oh my God, there's global warming. We're all going to die. I know. We'll make a tax for that. Global warming fixed.
Oh, that's pretty much what they did. Yeah.
It's like this idea
You know,
that
and-
just
Yeah, like
stealing
raising
money
taxes
from-
is going to help change the weather. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah. Oh, we'll steal
Right,
money from
and-
people. That'll make the sun not kill us.
All right, hot take here. Okay, so libertarians should advocate for, reducing our addiction to fossil fuels, not because of global warming, but because it lessens our dependence on the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Thoughts,
Let's all go to
comments?
nuclear.
I agree with nuclear. It's safer.
I'm on that windmill train. Talking
And I
solar.
understand that. Like, we need to get on something that is more renewable and less of a footprint, because I will not deny, okay, and I said this in our last podcast, climate change was bound to happen.
Yes.
Our industrial revolution sparked a different type of climate change. It sparked an acceleration period to the climate change. And so now Mother Earth is catching up to that change and trying to balance what the existence of our population explosion and everything that we've done, it's trying to balance that out. And so the climate is changing faster than anybody can fathom.
Well, it's because they keep
You know-
dumping chemicals in the sky and water, ocean.
Exactly. And so, to that end, we need to decrease our effect on that climate change. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. Okay? It because that's what Mother Nature does. There's cause and effect.
It's all those damn Native Americans. They crossed that ice bridge and everything went to shit after that.
Blame it on if that's what floats your boat, bro. I don't hold blame to any one person other than
It's just a bad joke.
the way that our country has gone, because they haven't voted accordingly. It's now up to our generation to step up, and what are we dealt with? We have bad cards. Like, we're looking at clubs trying to call spades. So I'm tired of paying into a corrupt system that does not care about its citizens, and wants to welcome other people. Come in, we have welcome opportunities. We'll give you a chance to grow, and not give the citizens that you're demanding more money from a chance to grow as well. I don't understand how is that possible. How can you compare a state that has 1.33 million people to a state such as California that has just under 9 million people? We don't have the same economy. We don't have the same income. Can't afford it.
It's sad too to think like, oh, we need to increase the pay for the governor so that we can get somebody that's worth a shit. You know what I mean? That's depressing
Exactly.
as fuck. Like, you can't get anybody in government. You can't get anybody into the position of fucking governor on the fucking grounds of like, I want to help my fucking state and the people around me. That's fucked as shit, dude. Like, if that's not a fucking goddamn neon sign to like corruption, I don't fucking know what is.
Yeah, you kind of broke up there when you were making the statement of what they would say, though.
I said, the fact that you'd have to pay someone, like, give someone a pay increase of that much, like, you couldn't just get somebody to do that job on the grounds of being a good person and helping their state and helping the people around them. Like, if that's not a giant neon billboard of corruption, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize now.
One thing I wanted to ask Everett is, obviously, so we'll kind of do this thing. So you read about this going on, and you don't see anybody you might hear a lot of people talking about it, but no one's actually doing anything. So you take it upon yourself. You go to the state house. You were right in front of the state house. I saw the video, and you're just speaking your mind. You mentioned that you had some people yelling at you. Like, what was the reaction at the state house from any of the security guards, or were people kind of concerned or nervous? What actually happened on the ground?
So I had I was just right there on the corner, no further than right there. I had one sign on the edge of the snowbank, and I was holding another sign. And there was Capitol Police, there was Augusta Police that drove by.
Wow.
Nobody said anything. Nobody stopped. And they left me alone. I was there for probably 3.5, almost 4 hours. I didn't really look at the time when I got there. But I just saw probably 4 cops that entire time. And nobody said a word. I was even smoking a cigarette.
And kind of moving forward, like what was the reaction on social media? You were we talked a little bit before the podcast, and you said that because of this, you've had a lot of really empowering, positive things happen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those?
So a couple people are responding with other information, posting comments and stuff like that. But more specifically, it was the positive reception out there. I had a guy. He actually walked up to me. He took pictures of my sign that I had in the snowbank, of me holding the other one, and we exchanged numbers. And he's like, "I want to talk to you."
Awesome.
And he asked me, "What party are you registered?" And I said, "I am registered Libertarian."
Nice.
And he goes, "If you had said Democrat, I was going to walk away." And I would have to say the most empowering moment and most humbling moment was arriving into Augusta. I was hungry and just felt like I needed to pick me up. So I grabbed a drumstick and a thigh and some onion rings and a couple 5-hour energy drinks. Or 5-hour things. And I go to this corner, and there's a guy there with his sign, and he's got an American flag around his neck. And I read his sign. I guess I found out more information, but I drove on past after reading his sign, found a parking spot, gathered my stuff, went over there, and he wasn't there. He eventually came back, and I acknowledged him. He came over. We started talking, and I was like, "Are you hungry?" Like, yeah. After reading his sign, his stance is about homelessness and the fact that there was a homeless guy in Kennebunkport that froze to death just recently. And that was his friend. Like, of all days that I go down there, I meet this guy, like a connection to this. Like, okay. So I offer him this food, and he's like, "That's awesome, hell yeah!" And I had already started eating the drumstick, so I gave him the thigh, and he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've had it." And we started talking. He's part of the group for Voices of Homelessness. Not getting the group name right, but there's something going on with that. That he's a part of, and he's flying out to Cleveland, Cincinnati, or something like that. I wish I paid attention. My mind was so focused on this whole no more taxes, no more increases, like that. That's where my conversation was. So, at any rate, he asked me what party, and I had said that I'm Libertarian and I'm actually running for president. And he goes, "I would vote for you or an independent any day."
Well, that's great. That's cool.
So, and he asked me what it would take in order to get me president. And I told him it would be a huge undertaking. I was like, "I don't have any contributions. It's me, myself, and I in the campaign." Honestly, I don't have any momentum, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that this gives me some kind of visibility. This gives me some kind of platform, because I had several people honking as they went by.
Right.
I had one person that actually, I was wearing my jacket, and this one car went by. They were ecstatically like honking and saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Something told me to take off your jacket. And in the live video, you see that I'm wearing my libertarian shirt. Well, my jacket was covering that, but something told me to take it off, so I did. Next thing I know, that same car has turned around, and they're coming back to take my picture. I was like, yes, I'm so glad I took my jacket off so that they could see my libertarian shirt too. Like, so that it gives that visibility and
Well, that's the thing, is that you're one of the only people who actually did something about it. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. I wanna get to something you said that I thought was very poignant, and that it's kind of it gets close to home for me in the video. You said, like, and this is just what you said in the video. So if it's not something you want to talk about, that's absolutely fine. But you mentioned something about how you felt like, it was you had nothing left to lose, and there's a lot of people who feel like they have something to lose, so they weren't going to join you. Do you feel like that's the situation? Because people have something, they don't want to speak out, they don't want to stand out because they're afraid of what they might have. And if so, what are these people to do? Maybe more middle class people who are into the system, maybe they have to pay taxes, but they have a comfortable life. What kind of change are they supposed to give it? What do you say to those types of people who may be listening and like what you're saying and don't know what to do?
So first of all, I would have to say that I understand the position of looking around you and saying, if I didn't go to work for 1 week, what would happen to my household? If I didn't go to work for 2 weeks, what would that do to my household? Okay? So I understand that there's a risk involved with taking on such a protest, such a strike. I'm on the verge of employment strike. Like, I'm done paying taxes into a system such as Janet Mills' administration. So, on the flip side of that, if nothing is done, if a statement is not made by the citizens that are paying that taxes, then there's going to be more loss than anybody can imagine. Our freedoms are going to go so much faster than we can stand up and say.
Do you think that with people that you talk to in Maine, do you feel like they're going to change? You know what I mean? Do you feel like, hey, she has gone so hard, so fast that because unlike in certain other races, Janet Mills didn't win every county. There were a lot of counties, I believe, especially out your way, not obviously Aroostook in that area, who went for Sean Moody. Do you think she's gaining support or losing it just based upon,
She is losing support. Actually, Derek, who, running for Senate. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He has been Derek Levasseur, just for the listener, is a gentleman who ran as a Republican. I believe now he's just running as an independent. And I'd like to see him run as a Libertarian. Honestly, I think he was treated terribly.
So, he posted the letter that I printed off and have been talking about. That has garnered 244 comments. And when I went through these comments earlier, nothing but hate and discontent for what this woman has done for this state. Everybody is saying that she needs to get out. 244 comments. And here I am, standing out on the corner saying, impeach Mills. So, I think there's a following. I think there's a movement. There is a platform here. And I stood out there on Wednesday hollering. And today, I was holding signs. definitely got more of a reception because there was more honking. There was more people throwing up their thumbs. There were people saying, yeah. And between you, me, and Fence Post and this public podcast, some city workers.
Well, so, people are pissed about Mills. These people, they don't represent the public. They represent a select group. They don't serve the interests of the people at all. These are politicians who are pushing this shit. Even a lot of Democrats aren't for a lot of things that are going on. They're voting partisan. They're voting for their party. But even a lot of Democrats aren't anti-gun or
Well, that's because they're so far removed from what is going on down here in the blue-collar world. They have no idea what we're dealing with.
You know what? And you mentioned that, it brings me to mind what Ricky Gervais or whatever had to say at the Golden Globes, where he just lectured the group and said, if you win an award tonight, just don't use it to talk about politics because none of you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Just get your little trinket and fuck off. And it's like, yeah, that's true. There are people who are informing public opinion, to your point, who have no clue what it's like to work, have no fucking idea what it's like to be in the grind at this point in time.
I mean, all they know how to be is a different character. So if I were to meet a celebrity, what character am I getting? If I were to meet Johnny Depp, am I getting him from Pirates of the Caribbean? Or am I getting him from something a little bit more sophisticated?
No, you're just going to get fucking heroined out, coked out Johnny Depp. I think regardless of what character he's playing.
Exactly. So who they are is just a fabrication. So how am I going to listen to this person that lives a life of lies? You're just another character.
Well, a lot of people in my area vote Democrat. They're very well off. You know what I mean? So in my area, it's the myth of the working class union member. Maybe that's true in certain areas, but in my area, the people who vote Democrat are very, very well off. And like to your point, they're just completely removed. They don't know what it's like to own a business. A lot of these people who are retired, they're retired. They've got 401ks. They've got annuities. They don't work and they travel the world. And they go on and on about what it's like to be working class and in a sense, it's kind of a classist angle. It's almost like patronizing. Like, I know what's best for you, dumb little workers. Don't worry your little head about things. I'll tell you what you need. Instead of actually going to the working people who vote, by and large libertarian, and listening to their concerns and what they have to say.
And that's exactly my angle of attack. Here I am. I have my own personal debt, yes. But I want to take on something like governor. I want to take on something that helps those around me. Like, I am literally that person that Busta described as being the one on the ground that is the good person that... regardless of the money. I can live off of $70,000 a year easily and happily. There's
I can't imagine complaining about $70,000 a year. It's fucking ridiculous.
I can't imagine $70,000 a year, dude. I'm fucking. We're broke. We're fucking broke. That's life-changing money.
I would honestly, because I know that the good year that I had was in Colorado, and that was the year that I was making $15.55 an hour. I made close to, was it $28,000? If I can live off of $30,000 a year, then I can save the taxpayers $40,000 or put that into something else. Put that into a veterans program. Put that into vocational education. Because one thing that I thought about actually bringing up again was the reallocation of the tax system. I think I touched on it last podcast. I don't know if either one of you remember. You've had a lot, but the way that it goes, there'd be property tax, but it would go to the municipality first, and then the municipalities give to the county gives to the state gives to the Fed, or to the national.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it.
So there's a portion that breaks off and goes to the Fed, okay, and so on and so forth. Now, the municipalities, they focus on local education, their elementaries, their primary elementary, so on, K through 12. Okay, the state focuses on the vocational and the state schools and so on and so forth. If there are any universities in any state, that is a federal level education. Okay, our federal level education system should not be worried about what is happening K through 12, because things are different in Aroostook County than they are over in Michigan.
Oh man, absolutely.
So there's a different, and people learn in a different way. Common Core is not the answer. People learn in different ways, and you're not going to find out how they're going to learn. You're not going to speak to how they learn if you're speaking to everybody the same. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that we need to be worried so much about how the individual is learned. That's on the individual. They need to take control, and that's where we need to come down to accountability. Everybody needs to understand that it's up to us. It's up to myself to control my happiness, my feelings, my reactions, my level of education, and my level of involvement. I can't demand that from anybody else. I can only ask that. I can only suggest that everybody else should be just as outraged as I am that this is happening, but I can't make that decision for them.
Let me ask you this. So if people are listening and because we're going to edit this and we're going to include, a lot of stuff like your audio, and hopefully we'll have like a musical of it that might be, it's fun to listen to, but people are going to listen to what you have to say, and if they want to help or they want to support, how can they do that? How can they follow up with you?
Well, I do have my Facebook page, the Libertarian Member for the Betterment of the United States, that has turned into my American Vision 2020 presidential campaign Facebook page. And I do have the American Vision 2020.wordpress.com website that's still up and going. And my phone number is 207-500-9344. My email is americanvision2020@gmail.com or everettg@gmail.com. So I'm willing to answer anything. I'm an open book. I won't hide any of my tax returns. I have all of them at touch of a finger. I can put my hands right on them. And if that's what people are concerned about, have at it. Nobody wants to be me. I'm the fault for everything, and that was another kind of Kickstarter to getting into politics. It's going to be my fault, then I might as well do something to get blamed for it.
Well, I know we had some drinks, so we got a little crazy tonight, but actually I feel completely different. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on again, taking time just to talk about what you were doing. But I saw the video, Busted saw the video, and we liked what you had to do, and my heart went out to you, and I wish I could have been there. And I thought, let's talk about this, because that was an important thing to talk about. I thought it was pretty cool.
And to touch on your, I don't have much to lose, I don't have any opportunities knocking on my door. I am having a hard time finding a job. And I'm basically losing my apartment. I'm over $2,000 behind in rent. I'm kind of being forced to move because I can't make ends meet. I cannot survive in this state under these conditions. And she wants to ask for more. So that's what sparked all of this, and you know, I don't feel like I have anything to lose, because yes, I do have forward motion. I'm planning on moving in with this guy, but at this point, nobody can come in here and take any of the things that I have away from me as to pay off any of the debts that I owe. You know what I mean? Everything that I have is mine and can be packed up and moved. So I won't be losing anything by not working. You know, we're at a point in the wintertime where CMP cannot cut off your power, and my heat is included in the rent. And they can't cut off the heat because I'm connected to the downstairs apartment, and she's on subsidized heating. You know, so basically, I am squatting here for the next 2 months. Because I have 30 days I have till the end of the month to find a job, and then they're going to ask me to either move or evict me. And that takes 30 days. So, essentially, I could very well drag this out all next week and be out there sun up to sundown, getting my message out there, having more people. Because I did have one guy that was like, do you have another sign I can hold? Seriously. So, maybe I need to make another sign and have ready.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Get like fucking...
Well, hey,
get like 8 of those
is,
motherfuckers together.
Right?
Well, I'm gonna get off, but yeah, thanks for coming, man. I your heart goes out to you. I love what you're doing, and obviously I wish all the best for you. But yeah, that kind of stuff you were saying needed to be said, and you know, I'm glad that you were kind of speaking everybody's mind.
And I'm very thankful to be here. I'm elated that I've had such a reception. You know, it just started since Wednesday, and you know, here I am again on your podcast talking about it, and I've had other people that want to talk to me, and so on and so forth. So there's no telling where this will go. Maybe this will open some opportunities that I didn't know existed.
Hell yeah, man.
You know, so I'm definitely looking forward to the opportunities that this will bring, but I'm not going to stop this fight, because this is ridiculous and somebody needs to do something about it. And if that person has to be me, then so fucking be it. I'll be there.
And that's where the outro music comes in.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Decentralized Now with our special guest, Evret Greer. Everett stuck around with us in the studio a little bit after we got done talking about his cause and why he's protesting in his state of Maine. We kind of had a goofy time. It was some funny stuff we talked about, so I thought I'd leave it in as some extra content for you guys. So stick around, get some laughs. See you next week. Thanks for listening.
So Everett, can I challenge you to a rap battle?
Rap battle.
Don't do it, dude. He's so good. Oh my god, he's so good.
And plus, it's like, it's a trap. Don't accept it.
He's so good, man. He's probably got something in his fucking head right now. And like I can think up like 3-4 lines. This dickhead has like a verse and a half. He's got basically a song waiting to go right now. Run away.
Many a sucker MC is bowed down before me. Hey, can you put this like a beat on?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yo, DJ, drop a beat.
Oh my god, should I old school it?
Yeah, I'm talking funky fresh, bro. Go all the way back.
Oh, come on. That was dope. Here we go. Oh, come on, you motherfucker.
Oh.
Nope, that's gay.
You're gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Evret Greer, y'all. Evret Greer, y'all. Evret Greer, y'all. Hey,
what?
are we doing that one or are we doing a different one?
I thought this was fine. It has a weird Mario laugh in it, but you know, whatever. It's
okay,
free.
Fine. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Evret Greer, he's got a veneer. Don't catch him napping cause he's got a brassiere. Yo, he's running for governor. He says the governor. E to the V to the E to the N. Okay, alright, now your turn, Everett.
You can't say okay in the middle of a rap.
Oh my god.
You're not
Oh,
saying
I can't
anything.
even.
Yo, what's
I
wrong?
can't even.
Have you
I
had too
can't
many
even.
hits from the bong? This show, it's only 30 minutes long. You stepped up against me. That's where you first went wrong. Second time you fucked up is when you shut up. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you can't say okay in the middle of a rap like that. That's not. It doesn't work. It's not okay.
Oh my god.
No, he needs a chance to redeem his honor and respond in a rap format.
Yeah, I don't rap, bro.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not doing anything else with that.
It just came in my head, and I thought I'd just do it to lighten the mood.
I just can't do that. I don't even know where to start. Sitting here smoking a bowl. You know, that's how I roll. Oh my god, so bad.
Everett, you might be the only sober person in this conversation. I'm sorry that you had to listen to this.
It happens, yo. I'm just. I don't know if I'm not high enough for this shit. No, I'm kidding. I'm just waiting to hear a good beat.
It's free fucking beats off the internet. There's not gonna be good beats.
No, type in like free Wu-Tang instrumental. All right, no, I need to rein it in. I'm sorry that I throw something out there.
It's beautiful. No, stop doing it. Don't no. Fuck off. There we go. Am I still supposed to be looking for beats?
No, I think we're done, man.
Like
I think
recording?
This passed.
No, so one thing. No, not recording. One thing I want to ask. No, honestly, one thing. And we're gonna edit this. We're gonna edit this.
Yeah.
I'm not
One thing
editing
we wanted-
shit. Fuck censorship.
So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think that's
You have a
yeah,
good night.
Sorry,
that
I
was
got
a
a
good
little
episode.
drunk,
That was a lot
man.
of
Like,
fun.
we kind of started yelling at each other.
No.
This fight, Jesus.
It happens, you know. This is all hard discussions that need to be had. You know, we need to wake people up to realize what is really going on around us. I mean, we can't keep going forward with our head in the sand. It's just.
I think people are waking up. I think normies are starting to see it. I think it's happening.
I think so,
If
too.
you're a normie, if other than a boomer, if you're a normie now, you're choosing to be me.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think boomers I'll give because they don't use the internet. The boomers haven't seen The Matrix. And this is a really interesting take because a key part of The Matrix, I know you don't like the movie, but it's cliche, but I think it makes sense. A part of the being in The Matrix is like you have to be careful who you talk to because anyone at any time could be an agent for the system. So you don't just go spouting your beliefs off. Boomers haven't seen that movie, so if a boomer like gets an opinion, like they just start shouting it on Facebook in all caps because they don't realize that there are federal agents on Facebook, like looking at that Israel, Iran. You know, millennials don't do that unless we have like a troll page or something. So you know,
Right.
God, I guess I should create a troll page. Apparently, I'm a boomer.
What?
Apparently, I'm a boomer.
You boomer post a little bit, but it's cool, man.
Whatever. I have had
There's nothing
people
wrong
like,
with it.
I have had people like be like, "Whatever, you boomer," or like something like to imply that I'm very old, and I'm like, I just looked at your page. I'm younger than you.
Dude, that's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I'll talk to you later.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have a good night.
All right. I'll have this edited by Monday.
See ya.
Cool beans.
Did you ever see like the fucking parodies they came out with, the G.I. Joe like parodies where there was like overdubbed?
Oh yeah, that was true.
Fucking pork chop sandwiches. Pork chop sandwiches is my.
Sandwiches.
He's like,
remember.
but I'm gonna cook something. Oh, pork chop sandwiches. What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiot! Your fucking house is burning down, you asshole.
I like the one where he's like coming up from the water and he's like, Buzz Lightyear, I love your movies.
Have you seen the one where the kid falls through the ice?
Do you refresh my memory?
What are you kids doing on my lawn? He fell to the ice, needs help. Shut up. All right. No, don't just stand there. Give him the stick. Don't give him the stick. And then what was the other one? The other one where he's like, oh man, what's he say? It's the big black dude. Oh my god.
Oh, he just starts rapping when
No,
not
not that one. That's the dude that pops up at the window like he's some sort of like fucking Aunt Jemima motherfucker. Oh, well, you went a different way with it. You kind of went the racist route. No,
you say Aunt Jemima and I say meth head and I'm the racist.
well, no, it's like one of the commercials. She like popped up in the window and she's like, "Let me tell you something, a child, a bombaglat," and fucking.
Dude, are you recording? I like how you're Jamaican's Italian too. It's like, let me tell you something, man. Bombaclata. Smoke the weed.
It's a me, your Rasta Mario.
Rasta Mario, yes. I hope we're recording.
Oh my god, what would the blocks do? Like what would Rasta Mario's, what would the noise they would make when you hit the blocks?
I don't know.
Brah, 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 brah.
Oh, yeah, dude, make that game. It
You hit a
can't be
bunch
hard.
of them in a row, they'd sound like some reggae music.
Rasta. That's what it would do when you fucking jumped on the fucking.
When you capture the flag.
Flag,
yeah. Rasta.
Oh man, dude, Rasta Mario. People, oh my god, that'd be such a good idea.
Hey, it's my
man.
brother Luigi. It really can be Jamaican or Italian now that you say
You don't
it.
know. It's kind of the same tonality.
Hey, yeah, my friend. Yeah, I go up with it. That's the thing. I talk
Going.
like talking reggae to me is like singing a reggae song where you have to go up, everything is stop. Say, at the fucking end of the song. Talk the same way.
What was I gonna say? Oh, going back to like late '90s, early 2000s, like Newgrounds comedy videos. Did you see that overdub of the Power Rangers? Where there's the overdub of the Power Rangers, which is hysterical. And in every Power Rangers episode, it was like the evil villain was like, okay, now we're gonna get big, and the monster just gets like 10 times as big. It's the same episode.
Yeah, over and over.
Over and over. And like they overdubbed her to have like a ghetto slang, and she's like, "Make my niggas grow!" And then they just got like
Oh shit.
Oh my god, that sounds like gold.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. No, I have not seen that one.
Agreed.
Have you seen the with what's his fucking name? I can't think of his name right now. Black actor. He's got short black curly hair. What's his name?
Oh, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
Goddamn, he does the
that one.
He does it's like a live action parody of Captain Planet. And he's just like, fuck all you motherfuckers. I'm sick of fucking saving your fucking asses. Y'all all suck a dick. He's like, guess what? Tree. And he just starts turning people into a tree. You're a tree now. Hey, look at that baby over there. It's a fucking tree. And like they just start, everyone just starts tree. Captain Planet, why are you doing this? Fuck you, bitch, tree.
Yeah,
he's like, at the very end, he's like, remember kids, to put your plastic in the proper recycling receptacle, or I'll turn you into a motherfucking tree, bitch. Fucking awesome.
That little like Indian kid, he had the worst end of it. Like everybody else got really cool powers, water, fire, earth. He had heart and a monkey. I'd be like, fuck.
Well, they gave him a monkey.
Oh.
Yeah, what does that do? What would that do? He's having a heart attack. Somebody call the Asian kid. They probably say that anyway because they're all doctors. This became an edgy episode.
Real, like right out the gate. You're just right out the gate.
Dr. Lee. Oh wait.
So anyway, Evret Greer's here with us today.
This man needs no introduction.
Oh shit. I love it.
Fuck it, let's start it that way. Let's just keep going.
No, dude, we're not starting. I think Rasta Mario's pretty cool. Maybe like a blooper or something in the back.